Welcome to the Motley Croc Show, July 10th, I believe. Am I right? Is it the 10th already? Oh my God, 2025. Seems like I'm always here doing something new. As you know, we always have something crazy, as I listed before, some sort of funny thing to talk about, rant, rave, or something indecisive. But as always, behind the scenes, joining me is going to be Brittany. We're going to bring her up, Brittany Barbieri. What's up, B?
What's up? How's it
What's
going?
up? It's going good. We don't have a whole lot here yet since we just kind of launched, and it's okay with me. I'm all right with that. I know there's a lot of people that kind of tune in and out during this show because I guess I don't really, I need to promote it more, I guess. I don't really
Probably just put
care
out
too
the
much.
ad more. Well, we get the same. Everybody knows what time. It's at 8
Yeah, and you can always
on
find it later.
Thursdays.
If you want to pillage through it, you can find it on Facebook, obviously, my personal Facebook, or even on YouTube. I always upload all the stuff so you can normally find it. I hope it's going through. I hope everything's good. I hope people can see because,
Yeah.
again, I really
I know
really
last
can't.
week
So
we were having weird issues with it showing up on I want to say Instagram wasn't airing it live.
yeah, it does that sometimes. It still is. I mean,
Mhm.
they just did another update with StreamYard too, and that's the company that I use to do all my streaming with. But um, again, StreamYard has updated new panels, so I've got all these new panels, new side pieces, new things I got to try to relearn, and I didn't realize it because I just opened it today and it had updated. But you know how that goes. I mean, one
I
of those
do.
things, you know. But
I
at least my
do.
mic works, right? So if I press this button, it should stop working. Like,
I can still
can you hear
hear
me?
you. I can
Okay,
still hear
good,
you.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
You're still there.
yeah, I want to make sure it's working good. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
got
can
to
still hear
because
you.
sometimes,
I know. This mic, God bless it. I had to get the new
Let's try
wire.
this mic. Let me try this mic. Hold on, ready? Does that sound better?
Sounds the same.
It does. It sounds the same. What about now? Brittany, can you hear me still?
Yeah.
You can still hear me talking?
I can still hear you talking.
That's crazy. And even it's working. So it's really picking it up all the way around. I was trying to find, so there's a microphone in the camera. There's a microphone in my earbud. There's a microphone here. So I was just saying
Yeah.
that it's kind of cool that it's just picking up. That way, if I have guests, at least I can do it. Thanks for
I
helping
can
me
hear you
test that out.
everywhere. It sounds clear. Yeah.
Is
Like
it crystal
everywhere.
clear?
Very clear. Yeah. So that's
So if I
good.
go, does it get louder if I talk louder? If I kind of get away from it?
Yeah. I can still hear you the same. You sound
That's good.
exactly the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this thing's pretty wild. I like this. There's
That's
a
a good
bunch of
mic.
settings on the back and the mic. Well, you should have one too, a Yeti, right?
Yeah.
Or are
You
you
got it
using
for
the
me.
or you?
No,
Yeah, the
you got
Yetis.
me the blue Yeti for my birthday.
Yeah, the Yetis work pretty good. I have to admit, if you're going to do this kind of stuff, it's kind of fun. But yeah, so I want to tell people, if you're here, comment. Let us know you're in the comments so I can at least start seeing you and stuff.
Hi,
Rosemary
Rosemary.
Smith Kennedy has joined us from Kissimmee, Florida. That's pretty cool. Awesome.
It's funny
Again,
because the painting behind you right now, just the way the light is hitting it, it looks like a window. Like I was trying to remember in my head if there was a window in your office studio, and I was like, no, that's the painting. But if you look at it from where
you
I
painted
see it,
that.
I know, but in the way that I
Um,
look at it, it looks like a window. Like it kind of has like a
I
creepy
disagree.
window vibe.
I disagree.
With me?
No, I'll put it back up.
No, Marissa. Oh, hi, Marissa. West side is the best side.
The west side of Florida is the best side.
Oh,
But we're not going to talk
gotcha.
about, California or whatever. So, Holly, what's going on? Good to see you.
Hey,
Marissa,
Holly.
thanks for joining in from the West Coast. Snoop Dogging it out there. Yeah, as I posted in here a lot of times, we do digress a lot. And so it's interesting because I don't really run a real filed show like I should. I let people kind of say what they want, come in the comments, throw up different things. Today, we'll rant a little bit about some stuff
What's up,
like I
Cody?
always do. Maybe not,
Yeah.
Brittany. What's up? Cody Love, what's up? And
it depends. It depends on what day you catch me. I may have a day where I just really need to rant.
Right. So with that being said, we are going to talk about the Mothman. Brittany knows that I think that Mothman is another one of those, as Brooke Moran had come on the show and explained, something called a homunculus or homunculi. So I think all these people have believed in something, but I don't know that they necessarily brought it into, thank you, Marissa, brought it into like, reality, because I think the Mothman is, to me, is always, people bring up like, what do you think of the Mothman? I go, I think you're kind of dumb. I know
I'll
that's
break it
mean.
down. I'll break
Well,
it
because
down.
I know that a lot of people that are I think I want to clarify what I say, because someone's going to get upset that I said that. They as a person isn't dumb, but the group of building all these stories about one particular thing without a lot of facts to me is dumb. Like I think a lot of people join into something without necessarily doing the research on it just because it's cool, which I think is cool too. Like everybody, I mean, from my era, and I mean even now, like if you went up to somebody, you're like, man, wouldn't it be cool if Boba Fett was real? And then there was a big, and then you find out there's Boba Fett cults. And everybody like walks around with helmets on, going, "I am the way." And then you got greasy kids that never shower or take the mask off because a
Yeah.
true, you
They
know,
never take them.
I know it. A true Mandalorian never takes off the
That's
helmet, so they
right.
wear it like that. It smells like fuck and
Yep.
you know, six dead rats in a trap, and they just walk around with it. You know, that's the way. They
They
finally take
shower
it
in
off,
it.
and it's this festering, blobby looking thing stuck on this body because it never grew out of the mask. You know.
Isn't
So
there
there are
like,
people like that in this world, guys. I mean, there's some. So that's some of my rants. Like, get into stuff and have a good time, but please
isn't
be
there like,
reality or
I know
have a
I'm going to
reality
digress
check.
for a minute, but like
Go ahead.
in Mandalorians, they're only allowed to take it off in the privacy of their own home, right? Like as long as no one's around, correct? Like
That might have been the true case, yeah. But I think
that's what I
some
mean,
people
like
take
with
it so
real
serious that they'll never
Mandalorians.
take it off.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure. I just mean like in a real Mandalorian case,
Right.
as the real,
So they're
I
like
think they
underneath
just
the part
can't
here.
like. Yeah,
So how they eat their Takis? I guess they have to kind of lift it up and shove their Taki. So it's probably got
I don't think they're allowed.
like cheese crusty right here on the side, like a little cheese. And they're like, oh, you. Their mom's
How
like,
do
better
they
wipe that
drink?
off.
They have to like take straws up underneath their mask.
Yeah, like that. And then her parents come in the room. And they're like, okay, Jeremiah. I picked that name because Jeremiah sounds like a dumb name. Jeremiah. We're just letting him express himself. Like, well, his
Sorry
room
to
smells
any
like farts
Jeremiahs
and
that watch
camel
the show.
shit, you know? Well, Jeremiah was the bullfrog.
That's true. That's
And if
true.
you're from an older generation, the rest of it is he was a
Jeremiah
good
was.
friend of mine.
That's right.
And it was by Three Dog Night.
Yep.
So,
Good
but I
song.
mean,
Good
but you
song.
know, I think that it was a cool song. I heard it
It's a
because, you
good
know,
song.
my parents, you know, grew up in the 50s, well, 50s, 60s, and 70s was like their time. So that stuff was
Yep.
really big then. But yeah, so there's people that do that. So when I get into like cryptozoology and so on and so forth, or where they ask me about like, well, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? Or whatever. I try to be cool with people because I think sometimes and there's really good people that believe a lot of that stuff. And
Yeah. Yep.
I don't want to take that away, but I'm really a factual person. And I think that there could be something, but I never want to be like, I'm not diehard. Right.
Yep.
And I don't want to look into every single thing I see and go, that's what it is. I just know it,
100%.
And that's where I'm at. So when I bring you in, you do give people like you, I think, Brittany, because you give a really good, strong scientific background. As Rod just like roadblock stuff. I'm like, I don't even want to get into that. That's, like someone will ask me really weird things sometimes about certain animals or things like that. Have you heard of the, Kapunjaci or what? I'm like, no, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's it was this macropod that was discovered. Like, well, I don't know anything about macropods, but I want to learn. I just don't. Right?
Yeah.
So no, I probably
Yeah.
won't know that. But I find out that there's these huge groups of people that really get into that
Yep.
crazy stuff. So ranting a little bit about that, like, I mean, I think there's a problem with cryptozoology, not cryptocurrency, cryptozoology, cryptids,
Yeah.
because of dingbat human beings, like, people that go on the internet and just troll people for
Their own
doing something
giggles.
cool, like because they can't,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And then, in conversation with a few people this week, people with substantial followers and people that are really accomplishing their goals.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get into that too, because I'll probably had that person on one time, but so I'm not going to really spoil it, but I will say that they do a really good job with, really working with reptiles and any species. But when you focus on reptiles like that and you really work them, and you begin to understand, like back when we were doing it, because I mean, a lot of these guys aren't near as old as us. They think that we're all around the same age and stuff. Like, oh, you and Justin. I'm like, no, but Justin's like fucking way younger than me. But these guys are like getting it. But back when like myself or Flavio were doing things that were, a little bit different, right? And I wasn't out in the public eye because you never want to take your what's the word, your
Like your
passion,
specialties,
right? Your
yeah,
passion, right? If you will.
Yep.
And throw it out there, but end up you get sucked in, right? You just get sucked in. But with that being said, doing certain things with animals and reptiles and things like that that people think you can't do, they'll talk shit about you. They'll talk online. they'll say you're an asshole and all this kind of stuff, or you're just, you're going to get somebody hurt. I'm not saying that there aren't idiots on the internet doing stuff that can get somebody hurt. For God's sakes, folks, use discretion before you copy what you see on any YouTube, any platform. But there are people that work really hard, and trash them is terrible because, there's this set ideology that it's one way or no way. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to look into it as full as I can. Same with like cryptids and things like that. Like, I'm not saying that there's no cryptid, but I'm not diehard, and I don't look for every bit of evidence. Like if I see sit in the woods, I'll go, that's a Bigfoot. I can tell it's got a copper tone. The way it's curled on the end, they stand up and twist like this, and it makes a curl. I don't. First thing I think of is what large predator species are out here, because there's a difference between defecate is completely different, especially when you're tracking animals. But what large species you hear first? Not like, yep, that's a Sasquatch. Got some pretty big paw. Must be a Squatch.
Mm-mm.
That happens.
Yep,
Really.
all the time.
Or they're like, oh, those are round poops. That's where Mothman. We found it on the, And I was looking around online. I like to get in holes and look for stuff, and there were people selling Mothman poop in sandwich bags that they found on the bridge before some bridge went down. That he had pooped on the bridge.
No.
And they had it in plastic bags, and they were selling it. And
God.
there's somebody like, oh my God, that's so cool. Grandma, can I buy the poo-poo? I mean, and they're just these like adult men my age and younger
just making
that are
money
buying
off
plastic
of a story.
poo-poo because they think it's real, it's like 20 minutes to get out of their chair and waddle into the kitchen and get in grandma's pocketbook and get her card out and buy some poo-poo. Like that's ridiculous. How stupid some people really are.
That's crazy.
I mean, I see them and I get messages from them on a daily, You know what I'm saying?
I do. I'm laughing because it's so true. And it makes me sad, but also kind of angry because you're taking advantage of people to make a profit on something that was really blown out of proportion. But in cryptozoology, this happens so often. Like the original stories are so cool. The original encounters of some of these animals, these cryptids, are so cool that they didn't need to be fabricated into something so much more years later. Like some of these cryptid stories are so badass, like right off the bat, where you're like, this could have been a genuine unidentified animal. Like we don't know what it was. Like it could have been something really cool that lasted for a period of time and then eventually died off.
Correct.
But it gets, honestly, I'm going to just flat out say it. The self-publishing that became easily accessible to people to publish their theories and thoughts and books on Amazon and stuff really has hurt and hindered, because they've taken their own investigative take and not saying this is just my personal take of how I look at it. So just take my book as more as entertainment value of looking at it. People will read that and go, oh, because what really makes me mad is they can put anything in a book and be like, oh, I researched this and I found it, but they won't tell you where they got it from, or they didn't say who they talked to. It's just their sources. So I can make up anything all day long saying my sources, right? And then all of a sudden you'll get a group of people that believe that book or that theory that somebody came out with because maybe this person has a BA in science and they're like, oh, but you don't understand. I don't care that they have a scientific degree. There are a lot of dumb, smart people out there who know how to make money off of you by writing a book. And so I need to know who was your source. Where were some of these pieces and who actually said this? Like, so for me, that's where my brain goes. And I get what you're saying. Like when you were talking about, like, you didn't have what you did out in mainstream, like with the work you're professionally doing with the animals and stuff.
Sure.
I remember talking to certain people when I first started coming more into the public eye with my work, and they're like, you're kind of like the woman in black. Like everyone knows you, but you don't have a book or anything out there. I'm like, no, because this is a passion of mine.
That's a
because they're like, you like, people know your name. We know, we've heard your name and we know that you know stuff, but we've never talked to you. Like this is the funny part. And it's like, because this is my passion. Like this is what I love. But I also have my own theories. And the moment you share a theory, it becomes somebody else's theory. And then they'll write a book on your theory and they'll say it's theirs. So I'm very protective of how I investigate and how I look into things and where I get my information from and how I break it down, because I actually care about this field and I don't want to use it for money. Like I never did it for fame. Look how long I've been doing it. And I'm just now on TV. It was never about TV or money, And the same thing with you. You have a passion. We have passions. We have things we love.
don't confuse people. You're not just now on TV. You're just on
No,
TV with this particular
with this
study.
particular show.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean, you've been doing it for
Right.
a while, but you mean,
I liked
even
being
just
behind the
regular TV
scenes.
shows were a thing. I mean, TV's fun, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. I enjoy entertainment. I enjoy creating
Yes,
and
I
being
think a lot of
creative in
people do.
entertainment.
A lot
Yeah.
of people do that, or they'll educate um, with entertainment, and I think
Yes.
there's something to be said about that. That's like a really cool that's like a really cool thing. But
Yep.
there's a lot
Yep.
of people that can't do a lot of the stuff that, excuse me, a lot of stuff that some of us do, and then and again, and like I said, you talk to people, then you start getting trashed,
Oh yeah.
and you're this and you're that because I can do it
You're a
better, or
fake.
I haven't been discovered.
Yep. Yep.
And I think that there's a lot to be said. I mean, and there are some people doing some really good things out there. So
There are a
I
lot of
don't
good
know.
people. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know I'm really curious to see how you're going to handle this.
With
Uh,
Mothman.
yeah, because I know I know you. I don't. And I could be wrong, but you're not really a big fan of Mothman. I don't want to ruin that for anybody that's watching or sees this before Brittany goes that she's this bad person, but she just has a different theory on it, which it's good that she has a
Yeah.
completely different theory because you want that. So why don't you let's start because it might take a little bit, and some people might get bored and hang up because they're like, oh, it's Mothman. They're not talking shit about whatever politics. Well, Mothman. Let's just he can be
Mothman
whatever you.
actually Mothman did change actually part of our history and created some legal history changes. So Mothman was a part of a lot actually. It's only showing
That's
me
true,
the information.
Marissa. I
Yep.
mean, I agree. I agree. And there have been
Yeah.
some people I talk to, and sometimes it's good, man. I mean, I think, you know,
I think,
I don't,
correct me if I'm
I've got
wrong.
stuff sometimes that I open up that's like 30 weeks old that I didn't even see because I filter a lot of my stuff because I let bots filter. I just don't have time to look at all that stuff. And then sometimes I'll
Yeah.
get bored and I'll be like wide awake and I'll be like, oh, what's this? Like, I hate you. I think you're a piece of shit.
Thank
You guys are
you.
a bunch of fakes. You and Justin are a bunch of fags. I'm like, well, that's nice. Okay. Thank you. That's
Thank you
a
for
good choice
using
of language
90s
there, my
slang.
friend. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks. Or, just shit like that. But to me, it's funny.
Yeah.
But
You have
it's
to
like, why
laugh at it.
bother? Like, I don't, if I see stuff online sometimes when I get really upset, like the fucking moron. But I'm not going
Oh,
to
yeah.
comment. I'm not going to give it live. I'm not going to go there and do anything with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you
Yeah.
don't like something, you're going to waste time. Because to all you moronic dipshits that sit out there and do that stuff, just so you know, because I'm sure there'll be a few of you watching this because you can't stand me, I'm sure, and you'll have something you'll want to dick around. But understand that the technology is if you write something to somebody
Yeah.
and you're not in the primary, I'm never going to see it unless I go
No.
into the requested. I'm not even going to look at your shit. So you're just wasting energy farting around trying to write something bad to me or Brittany or Justin or somebody, which it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if you do. I think that's really cool.
I do get a lot of hate, and I'm actually more impressed, and I actually feel honored. Like, I actually laugh and I go, I feel really honored that you took time out of your day to be so mad about something I said or did by quoting another scientist or a specialist or whatever, that you've taken time out of your day to write this heinous message to me. Thank you.
Oh, well, I'll give you a spin on that.
Like, thanks.
Because Marissa was very true. You have to have tough skin.
You do.
Well, unlike that, I enjoy. I mean, I've been called some stuff, but it's
Yeah.
just stuff. But what I enjoy, see, there's a darker side to me because
Yeah.
I hate overly happy, farty fucking people that walk around like everything's perfect. They're like, it's so great today. We're stopping and we're going to get Slurpees. And then when we're done doing that, we're going to take the kids and get them ice cream. All 450,000 pounds of our family is going to get out of the car. We're going to wedge in there. We're going to praise God. We're going to do something. And then they see me walk in. And they're like, oh my God, honey, I'm sick. I'm sick. He has devil stuff on. Oh God. They're all worked up.
I
And
gotta
they're like
leave.
throwing water. They're like blessing water and throwing it. It's like, oh, to me, it makes my day because it's like I just walked in and I fucking corrupted your whole life. You stood for 2 hours singing in a pig. And you go over here to get a fucking little drink, and I walk in to get something at Publix because I have something on like Sinners Club or a thing. It just
Yeah.
you just freak
It
out.
frazzles them. Yeah.
It makes my day, dude. It's chaos and havoc. Like as a kid, chaos and havoc has always been fun. Loud music, making noise, being obnoxious. Sometimes is good. Now I just learned how to do it quietly.
Yeah, you don't have to say anything. You just
I
walk
like
in.
that. You know, it often takes me back, and I've talked to my nephew about it a couple times. Takes me back to the scene from the movie Joker when the entire city was being burnt down. People were
Oh,
being
and he
set
was
on
just
fire,
dancing.
and he's like laughing. He's laughing, and you see him, and he's just like he's in a ballet, and it's all this hell. I feel like that. So if
Yeah.
I can quietly do that, and behind me is burning to fucking back, I don't really care. Fuck
Yeah.
you. So
Yeah.
to me, when you write me something like that, it's such a pleasure to me
And yeah.
that your butthole is so tight in your little computer chair
And you're so mad.
that you have to be like, I can't stand that where you wear that, blah, blah. You're such a, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it so much. Yes, Ange, what's up? Fuck yeah, don't let anybody be yourself. That's right, Angie.
That's right.
Definitely one of my favorite chicks. Y'all ought to come down here and hang out with us soon, too. You haven't been to Florida in a while now, Ange, and I think it's time because
Oh, that's
I
true.
think I was up there last. So it's your turn again. Well, no, I don't remember. You might have come to Florida and done a little trip or whatever like that, but
I don't think Ange has been
what's
down
up,
in a
Mr.
long
Lance?
time. Hey,
Yeah,
Lance.
I don't think so. She does sometimes. She comes to Orlando and does those rave things. You know,
Oh,
like where
does
everybody's
she?
like all painted up, like
Yeah.
So she might have done that. I don't know, but she hasn't been this. She hasn't been. Yeah, it
She
is
said
her turn now.
next. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Come on
Yeah.
back. We got it. And it's funny. So her daughter Coraline, I found a Coraline doll the other day.
Oh,
And
man.
when I was out at the mall, and I sent it to her, I'm like, "Oh, Coraline," you know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't original. It had blue hair, so I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not going to pick that up." Because Coraline didn't have blue hair, I don't think.
In the movie, didn't she, though?
She did?
I thought in like one part.
I
of
didn't know
the
if it was right
movie.
because there was like 3 of them, and I didn't want to get the wrong one. There was like one
I think
blue
it was
hair,
like a
green hair,
phase. It was
and
like
yellow.
I haven't
I
seen that
don't
movie in
remember it
so
having
many
colored hair, but I could
years.
be wrong. But she might have. Andrew would know because she named her child after that. Okay.
Yeah, see, she did.
Well,
Yeah.
there were 3 of them.
I knew
One of
there
them
was,
was
like,
blonde. I
phases.
sent you the one that I thought was closest to the movie, but I'm like, do I grab that and just send it out or what? Because I've never seen them before. That's like a collectible, you know. So I guess she had that one.
3
Okay.
years.
So
Jeez, Ange.
yeah, right. It has been 3 years.
Oh, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's time. Time for a visit.
It is.
Yep.
The one-handed wonder. That's all right, man. That's all right.
Oh, Lance.
I'm glad you made it through. I knew you weren't going to die in your surgery, Lance. So that was kind of cool. Remember, I think you were going to surgery, and I said, if you die, I think you're pretty cool. Just die knowing that.
Oh my God.
I know, dude. But you know what? It's not gonna happen. It didn't happen though. But it's pretty funny.
That is, Lance, if you got a text like that, that means you're loved by Troy.
No,
That's a good message.
He was on speakerphone.
Oh,
I sent it. I told him in person.
Yeah. Anytime you go into surgery, Troy's the one to call beforehand. He'll keep your spirits up.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll go back and see if they still have that little collection. But the thing was, Ange, is because I was thinking about that.
I'll
Actually,
give you my credit card.
Looking.
Throw the money.
I'll get my credit card. I'm not worried about that, but I'm saying that there was three of them. One had blue hair, which I took a picture of, like that. One had like a greenish hair, and then was like an orangey yellow. And I'm like, I don't remember. All I remember is this little dark-haired girl messing around and she
had button eyes in one scene. Yeah. It was so strange because I remember there was a scene. I remember watching Coraline. Movie, it was. And I remember watching it going, this is scary for kids, because even the parents, like when she had this dream state or whatever, I haven't seen it in so many years. And then the parents had button eyes and were like looking at her. It was so creepy, but it was a good movie. I don't remember enough of it, but I do remember her having blue hair in a segment in the film because she had black hair.
Right.
I don't remember.
I thought so.
You went in through different. It was like
no, but Ange knows that's like her thing. I mean, she named a living human being after that, so she's gonna. I mean, that's like you naming your son Squatch.
That's true.
You better know all about it.
That's true.
Oh, Lance said they were able to fix both tendons. That's cool, Lance.
Oh, good.
Lance was having a little bit of fun with his hands, folks, and he strained it. And boys will be boys. Oh, that's right. You're colorblind, so it doesn't matter. You can buy Lance whatever you want. Oh, hey, it's a nice red shirt. Give him a purple one or some shit brown one. Tell him it's red. He'll wear it. Hey, guys.
Oh, my God.
You can't.
Give him like a hot pink shirt. Here, Lance, here's a nice red shirt for you. It's hot pink. That's awful. What a horrible thing. You have a lot of fun.
You got to find out when it is. But come on down here. I'll talk to Aunt. I got to find out what month it is. But there's a month they wear red shirts at Disney. Come on down, man. We'll hook you up.
June.
I'm trying to think. It's June. Oh, we missed it. Next June. Next June, Lance. Next June.
Real. Yeah.
I think.
They wear pink.
No, I'm going to bring you and Tracy down, you and your dad, and we'll take you
So
to Disney
good.
in June with red shirts. Y'all have to wear your red shirts that day.
Oh man,
You get
that's
a
so good.
you get a discount. You get a discount for wearing it. She loves the spooky shit, and name fits perfectly. Awesome. Well, she's a little you.
She was destined to
She's
be
a
a
little you.
Coraline.
She's
My
a little.
man.
Let me tell you, she's a little Ange, dude. And
I like
she's
what
getting
Ange
older
says.
too.
Everyone
Ange's
says it's
gonna
a
have to put on
beautiful
her little
name.
boxing gloves. Excuse me. What did you just say? What did you say? Woo! Coming.
Hey, don't forget Ange has the very first because she got it right. She has the very first I did the sketch on the first one, which was the Chupacabra sketch. She was the winner
that's
of
right.
the
She does have
Chupacabra
that.
sketch. She does have it. She has the hand sketched on felt. Yeah.
Yes, I
did
do,
that.
Lance. I do.
Fun. Mm-hmm.
I think
And she
yeah,
won
that
it.
was your first one. I was trying to think about, and you did a couple
She
of them.
got it right. She got it right. I did every cryptid from all 6 episodes. I did a giveaway. I painted 6 cryptids. Yeah. And then on the Gowrow, I painted Justin sitting on the croc. Or the alligator.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. I had him sitting on the alligator. Mm-hmm.
You know, let me see what time it is.
Holding it.
It's got 2 minutes till it hits 8:30. And once it hits 8:30, we want to talk about the Mothman.
Okay. That's fine. Oh, proudly
Well, thank you, Ange.
displayed
That's
on the
awesome. You
desk.
should send her a
That's cool.
picture of that.
That's cool.
So your Lost Monster File show is on Discovery Channel and Max.
Mine?
Well, yours is on. It says yours is on Discovery Channel and Max. Mine just says Lost Monster Files Discovery.
Because Discovery Channel is
because I was saying that we found
showing-
Lost Monster Files and we discovered them. I didn't even know that we're on TV. Are we on?
You do, you know, it's
Are we
TV.
on?
But
Which one are we on now, though? No, we're on a new one now.
Animal
New
Planet.
channel. Animal Planet.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get upset at you.
We're also
Looking for
live
phony animals on the Animal Planet.
We're also
It's not my show, folks. Brittany drug us out there.
It's zoology. So it's just an extension of zoology. So that's why it went on to Animal Planet. So it was originally. Cryptozoology originally was an extension of zoology. What it is today is not what it originally started as.
It's fan cons. It's all the cons.
Oh,
all
yeah.
the cons.
It is. It totally has.
We're almost there. No. We're almost to the Mothman prophecies.
Oh, God.
So before we start
get me started on the
into this next level of the game, is I think Mothman is not real. I think it's a made up, fabricated thing to do cons on so people can buy T-shirts and make money.
Actually, it's more become,
and I think there's a few of you that feel that way. I'm not sure, but I even Charlie, our other tech guy, Charlie, knows about that. I don't think he thinks much of the Mothman either. I think you guys both agreed on that.
We did. Yeah.
I was going to say, because he's made a lot of statements about that too. And I was like, man, he goes, well, you got to be right. And I was like, you do. So I just thought maybe that, you're going to probably upset some people with your ideology because they're like, it's real, mommy. Brittany's saying it's not real.
Well, the funny thing, I
want to hear it.
Listen, and I always preference this as like a true cryptozoologist. There are stories, and then there are actual organic physical things that we can look at and study in cryptozoology. But nobody is an expert because there's no body of anything. We have nothing to be an expert on. So.
Right. So the question is, let me ask you a question.
Just fact.
Do you think the Mothman's wings were velvety and soft, like a real moth?
No. And I'll tell you why. Because it wasn't even like.
I thought it might have been soft.
The word Mothman
Every time I touch a moth, it looks like your fingers did cocaine. So I was just curious.
The only reason that the word Mothman was coined for these sightings was because in 1966, Batman had their comic book series. And they had what was known as a villain in the comic book series, and he was known as the Killer Moth. And when the newspapers in West Virginia, there's so many of them, Mothra. When the newspapers started getting these reports from the police department, and they wanted to put it in their headlines that West Virginia had this strange flying creature in the sky, they just, because of the way people were describing it, like they're like, it had a really large body like a man and it had large wings. They just immediately were like, oh, It's Mothman. So it's like the killer moth, but we're going to call it Mothman. So they kind of coined the name in the news headlines. And that's where the word and the name came from. But the original, like, core sightings that happened in the span of 3 days, never once mentioned anything of it looking like a human. Never once mentioned anything of it having like legs and running and chasing and all this bullshit. It was legitimate sighting of something flying and could easily be explained by a true, either unidentified to the area or identified flying creature like that we would know in the raptor family or in the bird of prey family. So the original accounts are amazing and super rad. And then there was like 100 accounts in the span of a year because Mothman existed for about a year in history.
Wow.
There was 100, but out of the 100, I would say probably about 20 or 30 were real actual accounts of seeing something flying, like that they could document and say, look, we saw something pretty big flying in the air, but we really don't know what it was, like just by the wingspan. And the takeaways, there are factual takeaways. 10-foot wingspan. They were saying, everybody, like we're talking coworkers at construction sites. We're talking people driving in cars. I mean, literally, they're like, all we can tell you is that it was black, big, and it had probably like a 9-10-foot wingspan. And
big and black. Okay.
Big black. Because it was at night. Most of the time that they would see it, there were daytime sightings, but they were like, it's got feathers. Like it's, and they said people said it has, shut up, stop it.
Stop it, Marissa.
The one, for you know, she's laughing right now. There were a couple of accounts where people said, oh, when the lights hit it, we could see it had a beak, a very short beak. So they were identifying this as a large flying animal, like a large flying bird. They weren't saying that they were dealing with any type of alien or anything like that. The only encounter that stuck out as like everybody goes back to are the two couples that were driving in their car. And the one gentleman said, I floored the car and this thing kept up with me. And I had to have been going 100 miles an hour and it was dive bombing my car. And so I do research, and the golden eagle, which is actually native and can be found in West Virginia, especially in the winter months, when they're dive bombing and they're getting that
What's up, Michael?
Good burst of wing in their stoop or whatever,
yeah,
they literally can be clocked 150 miles an hour. So a car going 90 miles an hour, if this bird wants to attack it because it's near a nest or it's just
150 miles an hour, a golden eagle can?
A golden eagle in the hunting stoop can be actually, they actually have record
That's
clocking
amazing.
at 200 miles per hour. They've had
dropping this straight down?
Just dropping straight down, picking
Amazing.
up speed in their stoop hunting positions up to 200 miles an hour. So people go, nothing flies like that. Falcons can actually go to 250. There's certain falcons.
I've seen those ones, those birds that rip an animal in half.
Air and time, like, but the golden eagles, they have to be fast because what they hunt most of the time are deer, and their prey move quickly on cliff edges and things like that. So like, I understand their speed. And then you have like condors, which is not uncommon for condors to be out of migration and in areas they shouldn't be, or private collectors get loose. Like we've talked about on the show, Lost Monster Files, when we did the Thunderbird episode. So like, people, they hear this one account, and then when the bridge collapsed, which had nothing to do with Mothman, in 1967, it was in December. So the actual eye bars that held this bridge was a suspension bridge. It had a 0.1 inch break fracture in one of the eye bars, and over time, the weight of rush hour began to give and crack and crack and crack. And so on a suspension bridge in 1960s, there was no law. Nobody checked on bridges. It was just, if a bridge goes, it goes. There was no like annual check-ins to make sure that they're being taken care of. And so unfortunately, rush hour, December, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, all these cars, and it couldn't hold the weight. And that eye bar just snapped, causing
you think
a ripple
when the golden
effect.
eagle landed on the bridge, the eye bar snapped?
No, had nothing to do. It was actually the weight of the cars.
But they say it had something to do with Mothman, but
well, no,
just landed and it just
where
broke.
Well, where they say Mothman comes in is they said Mothman was an omen to let us know something bad was coming, because the TNT area that it was always seen at.
Yeah, the Peregrine,
yeah. Like, people don't understand animals, and so for me, I'll go to you. I'll ask questions. I'll look up stuff because I have to strip away all the crap that people add on later in life. And I have to go, no. Let's look at what was really going on at this time and what this actually could be. And if you look at the TNT building, and it was an old World War II factory, TNT plant, had several large buildings that were just abandoned, and anything could nest in that. And if you look at a golden eagle or even a vulture or a condor, they need to perch up high with their nests. So they would have a perfect place to nest and then dive bomb if they felt threatened. And you would pick up great speed. You know what I mean? So after the bridge collapsed in 1967, laws were put into place. The president at the time put into place to make sure that bridges were always inspected properly, because this was a nation disaster. Like, this never should have happened. 49 people died, 44 bodies were recovered, and only 2 survivors. It was just tragedy in Ohio, in this bridge, in the Silver Bridge that connected West Virginia and Ohio. And the president put the law in. There were new acts and laws put into place because of this. But after the bridge collapsed, nobody in West Virginia mentioned Mothman. It became like, we're afraid to mention him because something else bad's going to happen. But that was like, it was more like a superstition. And at that time in the 60s, there was a lot of superstitions. But the biggest thing that I think people forget is we were also in the height of the 1960s, where there was a lot going on in the nation. And we were also in the peak of UFOs.
In the height of the 60s.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we're talking like UFOs were being seen and documented. Project Blue Book had been created in 1952. We're at the peak of Project Blue Book being known now to the public in the 1960s, doing reports. That same year in April in 1966, we had one of the famous cases in Ohio, which is across the river, of an actual speed chase of a UFO in low altitude of the police department, basically chasing 86 miles, chasing a flying object. And it was reported and investigated by Project Blue Book. It was all over the news. It was in the papers. So this was April of the same year that people then all of a sudden started seeing this creature in November. And it was only seen heavily for about 3 or 4 nights. And then about a week later, you'd get somebody saying, I'm pretty sure I saw what everybody's calling the Mothman, because I saw this really big looking flying thing flying overhead between trees. Right. And so we also in West Virginia had the Flatwoods monster case that cryptozoologists and ufologists investigated in 1952, and all determined, and actually to date have come out to say, we still believe that it was a meteorite that landed in the woods and disoriented an owl, and an owl was perched and was freaked out when the kids put their flashlight on it.
Tonight. This is they got like this image right here, right? For example.
Yes, this came. Yeah.
So that image right there is like an owl with bat wings with monster hands.
Yeah. Yeah. This all came out, like this image of Mothman all came out because of John Keel's The Mothman Prophecies. This idea and image of how we see him came because of,
I made it look like he was in the 80s though.
I like it though. It's like
I wanted him to be really cool like it. But I mean, that's the way he supposedly looked. He had red eyes, like a little owl beak, little tufts on his ears. You know, and
but that's not according to the original first sightings that took place in the span of a week. And here's the other thing, Troy, since we did investigate Thunderbirds, and it's funny because when we were at the archives, I actually went through all of Ivan's work that he was reading into in regards to the West Virginia case of Mothman. And he logged it and put it in. Oh, those were those footprints.
Yeah, I was looking at all that stuff you have in here, by all the cryptid stuff I have from you. I'm just looking.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. He actually was logging that under Thunderbirds sightings, because we actually had between 62 to 72 Thunderbird increased sightings through this, from North Carolina to Pennsylvania. And guess what's right in the middle? West Virginia. And he was investigating it as a Thunderbird sighting, not as this Mothman. He didn't believe in all that fluff. He was a very analytical, scientific man looking at what organically could it be. So, and he actually talked to John Keel, who wrote the Mothman Prophecies, the book. And that book, if you ask me from the way that I break down things, he wrote it very much like he was writing a movie. And I know that he was American journalist. He was a paranormal investigator, but he had a way of making it seem, and it basically, he came out saying that he believed Mothman was a ultra dimensional being, meaning that we have interdimensional beings, we have extraterrestrials, but this ultra dimensional just means that this being was from our Earth, but in a different dimension in time and space. So it was created on Earth and living in a different dimension in time that coexists with our time in a different dimension. Such weird craziness, but that's how that works. And so in his Mothman prophecies, he went on to talk about all the occurrences that were going on in West Virginia at the time, from supernatural events to poltergeist activity to UFO sightings to Men in Black, which Men in Black was created by another gentleman named Gary, who had been doing investigations with government officials coming and having conversations because of Roswell. And so in his book, he basically twisted the idea that Mothman was a true interdimensional being, that it wasn't a flying creature. But Ivan never broke on his stance that it fell into what he perceived as a thunderbird sighting, a large bird sighting. So the Mothman Prophecies, the book, there you go, came out.
I'm just looking at different ones, just trying to show people a little bit about how.
Yeah. I'll send you a picture of the book too. The Mothman Prophecies, the book came out in 1975, and it just changed the narrative
one.
And the way that we see, and people get creative. I mean, the festival has changed so much, it's truly
because they want to believe
insane.
it though.
Yes. Well, and then the movie came out in 2002, the Mothman Prophecies from the book. And then that just gave it a whole new modern twist. And then in 2003, the statue was erected. And that statue to me is comical because it looks like a Chippendale dancer. That's like,
I'm going to look that up right now. Let me look it up.
Yeah, that's like half bug. If no one's ever seen it, like, I don't even want to take a picture with it because I feel like it's embarrassing. Like, it's more or less just a cute, fun statue. But for me, I'm like, you can't, this is inappropriate. People are putting him in a thong. Because he has like a human butt.
Here, let me see. Let me get it here.
Like, I just can't. So there's so much with the origin of Mothman that I'm in love with, and I think it should have stayed there. There he is. Yeah. Like, they've made him a Chippendale dancer.
And he's got those old Masters of the Universe Skeletor feet too.
Yes. Oh, people will come. They put coins in his butt crack. They put they've taped on like G-strings on him. Like, they don't take it serious. It's like I would say that statue is more or less a symbol of an icon of what happened in 1966. And it is more of a legacy to the Mothman Prophecies and so forth. Like, it's just, I personally think that, and I love West Virginia, and Point Pleasant is amazing. The people there are awesome. The locals always want to talk about it. They think it's great. And I think it's more or less become a symbol of a community that has come together in a fun way that we can all be weird. And it's the pursuit of something outside of the norm that we've been taught is real. And I'm okay with that. And I think that that's great. But I just never think that, I personally don't think we should mix in ufology with cryptozoology. And that's why a lot of cryptozoologists will back off certain cases, because they'll break it down and say it was either this, and this, and that's that. But now it's in a supernatural file. It doesn't belong in cryptozoology. And Mothman doesn't. He did in 1966, but after 75, when everyone turned it into a UFO case, and an interdimensional being and some type of alien, I firmly think that's when it should have just shifted into ufology and stayed there. That's my personal opinion. And, again, we're talking about, in the span of 10 years, we had the Flatwood monster case. We had the Kelly Hopkinsville famous alien case that started the whole Little Green Men, where the UFO came down and they were attacked by small 3-foot alien-like creatures, where the family were actually blowing holes through the inside out to attack whatever they felt was attacking their home. And that was a huge famous case. So we had so many cases back to back to back, and UFO cases, that people were already on edge at that time, and this didn't help. But my honest opinion is that it's a very, there's an easy explanation. Now, they did come out in the 60s, in 66 to 67, investigators came out and said it's possible it was a sandhill crane because they have red around the eyes, and that's what people were seeing. But if you don't understand how, yeah, like, and things like I can't with this statue. It bothers me so much. I can't. They've ruined it. They've ruined Mothman for me.
But
Like modern era.
this one's my favorite.
Oh, I'm scared. Oh my God. See? Because the butt, do you have a picture of the butt on
No,
the statue?
I can look it up. I can look it up.
Okay. Yeah. Because if you just type in Mothman butt, you'll get it. It's so sad.
Well, why do you think someone did that though?
I don't, because later on when accounts and people kept seeing that, don't forget, people started reporting in Russia that they were seeing Mothman. Okay. So like, it's not like it just happened in West Virginia. After this hit the news, people were like, I've seen something flying like that. I've seen this and I've seen that. And that's why Ivan's like, no, this is literally like a thunderbird. Like it's on the brunt of a storm. It's moving with storm fronts. It's moving in a migration pattern. Like this is an actual physical raptor. Like what? And I tell you, like after the Mothman prophecies, and it was like, it was a flying man and it chased my vehicle. Cause there's accounts
You're
that
like,
say that.
okay.
Yeah. They're like, it chased my vehicle on foot. And it was like, okay, have you ever like seen a bald owl? It looks like an alien. Like it's creepy. But these are just things that people don't think about.
Yeah, bald owl would be horrifically scary, but I don't think they'd be flying though. I mean, unless they figure out.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like baby owls,
yes,
like they look like little aliens. And so I'm like, if you're not used to seeing something and it's out of the norm for you, and you're already at this weird era in time where UFOs and aliens are real, we're now faced with the reality that we are not alone in our universe.
Right.
And you're not used to seeing something large with like a 6-7 foot wingspan at night that's going to look much larger, dive bombing your car and keeping up with your vehicle. You're going to be a little freaked out, especially because in the news you're hearing about, well, in the state over 86 miles, police were chasing a UFO. So I'm like, you're going to already have fear. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I can't with these Mothman. Like people love Mothman. He has become a part of like a pop culture. That is what Mothman is. I don't even know what that is. That's not, there it is. Do you see what I'm saying? When people do this, what they do to the statue? Like nobody takes it serious. Like people will go and put money in it and treat it like a stripper.
You know who I bet likes that statue like that?
What?
Bums.
Oh, I'm sure.
I bet that draws some bums up there.
If there was a camera on this statue 24/7, it could be really disturbing to see what people do with the Mothman statue.
I'm kind of curious now.
It's creepy. But I will say, like, the festival is amazing. It brings out so many really awesome, like really cool people that, and I think some of them don't even really believe in Mothman, but they like the community. They like coming and talking and having fun and getting your kids' picture with a Mothman. Like people will dress up like a Mothman and like they come get their pictures taken. So I think it becomes more of like a symbol of a community rather than like nowadays. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I don't know, like there's just other ways that we could have honored Mothman instead of this horrific statue, in my opinion.
God, there's some people doing stuff with Mothman on here. I can't even. Well, I could put it up, but I won't.
I'm telling you, people Google it. It is sad.
No, I mean there's people. There's some so real interesting Mothman things out here.
Oh, the fan art is intense. Like it's too much. There's fan art for Bigfoot too that I'm like, I can't believe somebody sketched this. Like this is where your brain is. We need to have a sit down with you. Somebody needs to have like a come to Jesus meeting with you. Like, this is scary that you sketched this.
Right?
Like, people do some crazy shit with cryptids in art that I'm like, no.
Thanks.
Yeah, no. And Bigfoot has porn that people watch. Bigfoot has his own porn series.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Bigfoot porn?
There's Bigfoot porn. He has his own porn series. Like Mothman, I'm sure, has his own too. There's like Kraken has his, like they actually have their own fetishes as well. People are like into it. Like it's not just I think back and I go, I wonder what like Ivan and Bernard Hugelman would think about what some of these cryptids have become in the modern.
They would just get drunk and
in
watch
the
it later when nobody was
21st
looking.
century. I think that Ivan probably would want to watch it just for a good laugh because he had such a good sense of humor. Like, I think he'd get a kick out of it. Like, I think he would just be like, I cannot believe that someone has done this with Bigfoot. Because you
So
have to,
weird.
you kind of have to have a sense of humor with it. Like, you kind of have to just laugh with it because there is truth to it. There's amazing stuff to be done, amazing research to be done. But then when you come across like things like this, you're like, oh my God, this is hilarious. Like, I can't that somebody did this right now.
Well, they have, for all you mega fans out there, and it could be any. Let's see. I just saw
Oh
it right
God.
here.
Oh
All right.
God.
Well, folks, this is the Motley Croc Show, and you know we're getting a little close to the end of things. So, if you're very interested,
Oh my God. I don't want to see it.
you can actually buy this. I have to look at
Oh.
where it is. I'll have to look, but I want all of you guys to get ready. It's going to be hard to take.
Oh God. I'm
But
really
if you
scared. Is
want
this
one-
Mothman?
Yes, this is Mothman equipment.
Oh my God.
They're probably going to be selling it at the festival. So I just want everybody to have it. Now, anything that comes out of this is completely
Mm-mm.
safe and edible. It's biodegradable, and it's only 5 calories.
What did you find? This is scary because it is a dark web when you get into some areas of cryptids.
Well, when I pop this up, I'm sure people are going to be a little, they're going to be like, whoa, that's intense.
Oh God.
So this is why I don't go to all those affairs. And if someone's like diehard believes in it and they have it on their t-shirt, they definitely have one of these in their nightstand.
Oh,
This is
wrong.
the hybrid Mothman dildo. Comes with
Oh my God.
32 ounces of handmade Mothman love cream. That's what it says. I'm just reading it.
Love cream?
Love cream. Completely edible love cream, vanilla or no flavored. 10 calories per 10 ounces. So
What
if
is
you're
wrong?
10 ounces, I mean, 12 ounces is a soda can. So that's a lot if you're going to consume it. It's safe. And we are an adult show. So
yes,
I want everyone to know that you can get this big, long thing. It's 12 inches long. So I would assume that you could probably get just to the part where it starts to turn dark. You probably want to stop putting it in there before you ruptured something. But other than that, that's how far this stuff goes. There's a Mothman. This page is interesting. I mean, that's the only thing I could really show you on this page. I think that we'd be okay with.
I'm telling you, it is so dark out there. What people will do with cryptids and the paranormal. Get into it's a dark. If you're just interested in having a good laugh, for those of you.
I mean, I'm looking through this. It's a cryptid fetish site for you to buy stuff. Like they go to conventions and bring their stuff there.
I believe it. They have those because if you remember when we were looking years ago for fun, they had them for like the Marvel characters because they were being sold at MegaCon. And then
I remember those. I was gonna get you guys one for Christmas. So you had to open it in front of everybody. The Incredible Hulk. Man, they have the Frankenstein. It's got 2 bolts in the side of it.
That's just insane.
That's insane, dude.
But I guess in a way, like those would make sense, like the Van Helsing or like the Dracula. I get
maybe
those.
Maybe somebody wants to like buy a Mothman and pretend that they have a relationship with it. I mean,
it's just weird to me because I don't know. I guess if you're envisioning it looking like the statue, it looks somewhat normal. Because honestly, if you go back to it being a bird,
this stuff is hilarious. I would absolutely love to do more of what's on here for the audience, but listen. Listen up here. Listen up.
I can't.
I've just got lambasted. I have to get through some of this stuff here. All right. David Z. Hey, what's up, David? I'm going through these right now. I'm sorry.
Oh, we got off track.
I was shocked with some of that stuff that we just saw. When I think of Chip and Dale Dancer, I think Chris Farley. Yes, with Patrick Swayze. Great scene.
Yes.
It has a butterfly wings, but that's not right. Judy. Hey, Julie. All right. Craig, what do we got with Craig? Good evening, friends. Pop in to say hello. Working nights. Oh, no.
No,
Craig,
not fun,
you just
Craig.
listening. Looks like a knockoff Transformer. These are some of the pictures we showed. Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is Mothman can get it.
Yeah.
Brian, I love you, Brian, bro. Come visit me soon, dude. Um, and we got Marissa said Mothman but buns of steel, and then the very
Literally.
last one, double cheeked up on a Thursday
But
afternoon, Brian. Yeah. Well, then we're getting to, some of the dusting.
frickin'
I just was an actual, you know, it was they have a Bigfoot one too. I want to put up here, but
you
guys,
can't. You
and it's
can't.
completely interactive. Like it rolls back and everything. It's unbelievable. The Bigfoot one here, and this is.
It's traumatizing. Like,
I mean, to me, it's
no.
hilarious. I
It's
know there's a
hilarious,
Bigfoot
but it's like,
movie. What's it called?
what?
Sasquatch Sunset. What is that new Sasquatch movie?
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen it. I heard people actually walked out of the theater when they came to see it. Like, they were like, it was so disturbing. Like, they couldn't sit through it. Like, some people actually got really
Well,
sick
those
to
are
their stomach.
weaklings. That's something I'm watching from beginning
Yeah, I
to
think
end.
it's like, what is it? Sasquatch Sunset or something? Yeah, it's something like that.
I mean, if
They're
I had
actually
to
like, oh, I
imagine,
think I
like,
want to see it. And then when I read everything out, I was like, oh, I'm not, I know I can't
you know,
handle
it's going to
that.
be, but you listen.
I just don't want to watch like Bigfoot stuff like that. Like, I'm like, I
I like the one
can't.
where he's like, I've seen a lot. They were doing really bad things and stuff, everything. But I mean, come
They're,
on,
they've showed a couple of like previews to it where I'm like, oh my god. They said too, like it
it's
got
about the
graphic with
family.
like
Like
how
I would
they
think
kill
if
the
would be
yes.
Brittany and her family right here.
That's
I think the one on the left on the screen is definitely a female. I would think, or it's just a lot of guys look like that now. I see a lot of men with boobs like that now because
oh my
there's
god.
McDonald's and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
we can't misgender that one. But I would
Woo. No,
assume.
that is the wife or whatever in the movie.
You
Or
sure?
the female. Yeah. That's
Who's
supposed to
playing
be
the
like
middle guy? Vin Diesel?
that's the family. No. No, he's the comedian. He's the
It just reminds me of
oh
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
yes, because the monkey guy or whatever, and he kept
Yes.
talking about like the boobs or whatever.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
played by that one little guy who played him. Let me think of his name.
yeah.
He's the guy that did
Not in the
Robot Chicken.
yeah, not in the
What's
the
his name?
remake
Come
with
on, somebody. What's
Seth
his name
Green.
from Robot Chicken? Seth Green, right?
Seth Green, yeah. Did he play the
God.
little monkey character?
I thought he did. Maybe he didn't. I thought he did.
I don't know. I don't think he did.
Squatch Sunset. I'm watching that tonight, actually. I think I want to watch that tonight. Squatch Sunset.
Do not send me any videos from it. I don't want
Oh,
to see it.
yes, dude.
I
It's
don't
on.
want to see it. I don't want to see
I
it.
think I'll send him. Well, I'll probably send him to
Oh.
Rosemary first. I'll send him to Rosemary and Julie first, and then I'll get them to you.
It's gonna be like on a group chat.
They're gonna be like, "What in the heck are we looking at here?" I'm like, "I don't know." Brittany got some footage of these things
Brittany
in the
sent
woods,
me
and we don't know where to send this. You better show it to Tracy and see if you can figure it out. Maybe give us a GPS
my God.
location.
Oh my god. You know what's so funny about this
That would
though?
be
And
amazing.
like I love the field that I'm in. I really do. I love the Bigfoot community, but I will tell you, there are people that I'm sorry, I can't get my head around this because I can be even though I have big beliefs and I'm out there sometimes, I still am analytical and I break things down and I try and make things make sense, right? And
Right.
there are people that are like, I know how Bigfoots mate and I know how this goes down and I know the mating call versus the I'm calling my whatever call. And I'm like, how? How do you know this? We don't have a physical Bigfoot to study. You don't know this. Like I lose myself in this and then I'm like, take it back. Be nice. Like in my head, I'm starting to spiral when they're like, oh, I just know that Bigfoot breaks the deer's leg like that. I'm like, no, that deer jumped and they're fragile. And they die very quickly and very easily because they are very high stress animals. And that deer died because of its own injuries. Like it just like, I can't. And there are people that get into like, I know Bigfoot mates like this, and this is their mating call. And I'm like, how?
I know I've heard them sometimes. I'm like, and how do you know this?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I just go, how do you freaking know this? Like, if you have this proof, why are you not sharing with the rest of the community? Like, you say you have it on video. Where is it? I want to see it because I want to know. Like, we all have to learn. Like, what? Like, it was funny. I had a comment the other day. The guy was like, how can you? He's like, I just want to know. And I'm not trying to be mean. I just want to know, like, how can you be an expert in something you don't actually have a physical body of? And I'm like, you're 100% correct. I've never called myself an expert because of that. I'm a professional, but I will never say I'm an expert. I could be an expert anthropologist, an expert primatologist, an expert paleontologist. because we're studying other things that we do have tangible evidence and proof of that we can work in a lab and do stuff with. But I can't say I'm an expert. I have expertise in Bigfoot. That's not real. We all collect the same foot casts. We all collect the same eDNA. We all collect the same things in the wild. Like, we're not experts. We're professionals trying to analyze it and break it down so that one day we'll get a body. I want a Harry and the Henderson. I want a Harry and Henderson moment in my life. Like, I want to be friends with him. I want him to like sit on my sofa and I blow dry his hair. And he's like twiddling his toes, watching movies, having the time of his life. Like, yeah.
I know.
I freaking love Harry and the Hendersons. It's a classic. And you know what's funny? Get this. I was watching Harry and the Hendersons and I was like, holy crap. And I like paused it and I was like, that's Ivan Sanderson's book. They had like legitimate books on the table when he was in his house trying to understand what Bigfoots were. And they were looking through books. And I was like, I have that book. And it's like spread open. I'm like, oh God, I'm not seeing this movie. Oh my God. I can't.
Oh, it's late.
You're going
It's
to be
late
in
night.
for a laugh. You're going to be in.
So
you're gonna
your
be in
people,
for a
this is
treat.
how it's done. That's what they say. I mean,
Oh my
this is
God.
real footage of Sasquatch breeding. And I think you need
This
to take
is
that to the Mothman.
Sasquatch Sons. It's just going to appear in my
And they do
presentation.
this, Brittany, to mark their territory, I heard. So I can't.
It's just going to be in my presentation. I'm going to go to the next slide and it's going to be that picture and be like, oh, and by the way, this is how they mark their territory, according to my brother.
Not according to brother. I was reading that. I'm reading it. Rituals and stuff that they perform, you know, how they lure in a mate and stuff and all this, and they share seeds.
I
They, like,
can't.
they bend the tops of trees together. If the trees are in like a triangle, like looks like a teepee, that's a mating site. That's not meant for sleeping. That's where where they mate.
Okay.
Then they lay down together. Sometimes it doesn't. If they don't smoke cigarettes, they light a fire. I'm just reading some
You
of
know
this
who
real
I
stuff.
love talking to this? I love talking to Professor Jeff Meldrum about this because his facial expressions are the best. I just love him to pieces. He's such a great soul. His facial expressions when people start talking about this
Because
stuff,
I think
it tickles me.
he's a professional.
He is. He's been around he's like one of the I would say the godfathers of Bigfoot cryptozoology. Like, totally.
I would have to agree. You're probably right about that.
He is like, and
I would say you're definitely probably right about that.
I respect him. I like honor him in his work and the stuff that he does. What is going on with my computer right now? Give me a second. I'm back. And if I have questions or I have a thought process or I've connected two cases together through different parts and I find similarities, I will call him. I'll talk to him about it. And then sometimes he's like, that's a really interesting take. Like, I didn't even think about that. We'll have like really good logical conversations about it. And I admire him. I appreciate him. And out of a lot of individuals in this field, he is one of the people that I highly respect. And when he talks about Sasquatch or Bigfoot and he says, like, I'm basing this merely off of what we can assume if we relate it to other primates, you know, like if it is a primate, like, so he will break it down logically for us to understand, but he is the first to be like, that's a barefoot.
So you have to ask him next time you talk to him. I just got a text that there's a gentleman by the name of Denver Riggleman.
Okay.
He's a politician and he's been accused of watching Bigfoot pornography on his stuff and work and stuff.
Oh, sweet.
But he's a politician named Denver Riggleman.
Okay, well, when in 2 weeks when I'm with Jeff, I'm gonna ask him you know who I'm gonna ask? I'm gonna ask RPG. I'm gonna say, RPG, I want to know, did you hear about this? I love RPG.
Oh, is he gonna be up there too?
Yes, Ryan's the shit.
He's going
He
to
always
Mothman?
the comment. No, he's not doing Mothman, but he's the announcer and he is the
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna
commentator
go
of
up there
this.
and do it for those events. He's a commentary guy.
At all those events. He's always handling all those events. And almost if you're going to a Bigfoot event, it is very rare that RPG is not going to be there. And you know,
okay. I was wondering because I remember him at the last one we were at. We were hanging with him there.
Yeah. And he's another individual that I respect. And you know, what really makes me mad is that he deserves the chance that certain people don't deserve to get, especially like on TV. Like, he is a true professional and has a heart of gold and cares about others in this field that are up and coming, and he's there for them, but he knows his shit. Like, he knows his shit, and he will call you out, and he doesn't go into the hoopla and the whoop-de-doo. Like, he is like legit about it and really takes it very serious. And it makes me sad that the one chance he got, he didn't get to fulfill it. And it makes me so sad because
that means there's,
I'm
a lot of
rooting
times,
for
I know
him.
this sounds kind of cliche, but that's just, listen,
Yeah.
there's
He
a
was
bigger,
in Expedition Bigfoot. He was the first part of the cast. He opened that series, and
right. And he's definitely going to have something better. And you know what he's doing now is he's having fun in the field.
he is.
Everybody knows
Yep.
who he is. He had his family there. Remember, his children were all
Yep.
there. They all came up with us, held the alligator and everything.
Yep.
So so he's doing really well for himself there. And you know what? Maybe there'll be another round. It's just, crypto things are hard, because it got oversaturated. People go, hey,
It did.
look, we can profit off people's belief systems. So why don't we do that? And I think when that happens, I think that, kind of ruins everything. Like, it just blows it up for everyone.
does.
And I think that that's where we're at with that. But he seemed pretty happy. It sucked that happened to him in the show and stuff. But I think he would have been great in there, and he'll
Oh,
probably
he would
be
have been
better.
amazing.
And it got that. I mean, let's be real. That show's kind of, for me. I don't care what
I
you
think-
guys do or
I
how many of
think
you want to watch
over-
it.
I think over time he would have been frustrated. I think over
Yeah,
time.
well, I can tell
RPG
you
would
that
have
I
been
can see it. I
frustrated.
worked with wildlife. I know that there's a lot of, I've done this and I've done this and I've done that and I've done this. And then I watch that show and I'm like, if you guys can't see that somebody went down to Michael's department store,
Yeah.
and sprinkled a bunch of paint over a bunch of old deer bones that had been clean, and throw them
Real
in the woods
clean.
and call it a Sasquatch ritual nest and all this kind of stuff. Or there it is right there. When you start staging, I'm sorry, that's in my opinion, folks, Troy's opinion. This is not Brittany's or anybody else's, in my opinion. I think that it's good that he's not part of that straight fucking trash.
Yeah.
And
he does,
the
and he's
people
very
caught up in that
cautious of
show
what he
too. I
gets
even think
involved in.
I think Binko's a real guy.
Mhm.
I think the way he lives his
Binko's
life
a
is
cool
real.
dude.
And regardless of what he believes in or doesn't, Bigfoot or not Bigfoot, like, he's a survivalist. If he's seen something like that, cool. But they suck him into those things, and then now it just, I don't know. You know what I mean? I just
Well,
think
and
that,
it's hard too, because unfortunately, and we know, we've been in the industry a long time. Sometimes they try and pull one over on us, and they think that we're just so dumb that we'll just go with
I'm
it.
aware.
And it's like, we immediately go, excuse me, no, and call them out on it. And they're like, oh, we're just seeing. It's like, oh, no. That's not how this works. No, I'm out. And you and I have done this.
You got to know when to get out of a
years.
show. I was offered shows before. It's not my first
Yes.
rodeo. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people may or may not know this.
No.
There's very few people. There used to be a show called Utopia on the Discovery Channel.
Oh, yes.
They tried to pull me into that show so bad.
Oh, they wanted you so bad.
They brought me a $50,000 check and said, we'll pay you $50,000 right now. Sign in with the show. And I would not take it because I watched that show and I knew that show was a bomb. It bombed, but they offered me that. That's a legitimate thing. I have the email still to prove it. And I just said, I can't do it. I'm not going to be. I walked away from that. I could have made a quick 50 grand, but I would have ruined I didn't believe in that stuff. And I just,
well, and the best part was,
this is not my rodeo. I'm aware of TV guys. I've turned down a lot more than I've accepted. Let me tell you,
a shit ton. And
I live in the green world. Yeah.
I remember sitting in the Paramount office, and you had already turned it down. It was done. They had already cast it, and he was still like, Troy, can I, before you leave, please, before we go?
Oh yeah, remember he tried to get me to do it. Yep.
And you're like, no. And I still remember that day.
And he was the creator of Naked and Afraid. Like, this guy knew what he was doing.
He started it.
I'm not going to put his name out here, but he was fucking
Afraid.
awesome. He's a big deal. He started that, and he's done a lot of stuff. He's a big guy there. Like,
he's actually an incredible human.
Matt Damon and Brian Affleck.
Yes.
Were there waiting in the room so he could hang out with us at that time. He made them wait. And I remember leaving and passing his green room and seeing Ben Affleck and Matt Damon sitting in there because they had something they were going to talk to him about.
They were going to pitch him a movie.
That's when he went to another studio. Do you remember? He was at well,
when we had the meeting with him the second time, it was in Paramount Studios. We went onto the back lots of Paramount.
Right. We were Paramount. And that's what I'm saying. So I mean,
Well, and if you remember when we were there,
like,
his assistant, she came in and she was like, hey, they're waiting on you. And he was like, they can wait. Troy and Brittany are going to be here all day. I need to spend time with them. We were talking about his house and like his family and
Yeah,
things.
he bought a new house and everything.
And
He
he
just came
made
down here
them
and had a
wait.
really good time. But you know what? They were coming to. It doesn't matter. I think Matt Damon.
It was
and
business.
You know,
It was
Matt Damon.
business.
You know, those are guys are great actors. They do business. Those are business meetings. He probably
100%.
met
They
them
were
before.
pure business.
We just weren't there a lot. They probably had already been working on projects, so it's not like we're special or anything. I'm just saying.
Well,
I
no,
think
but
he
they
really
lived in
enjoyed coming
LA.
to Florida.
Yeah.
And
You
he
hadn't
enjoyed
been out
having
to
a
LA
good
in a
time with
while.
us. We took care of him. He was the producer on
Many
my
things.
first major Discovery show, and he
good people.
he went through it all. And then they offered that. I'm like, man, you know, I can't do this, bro.
We went to dinner and they were still trying to get you on it. Do you remember? And you were
I
like,
do.
how many times do I have to say no? And they're like,
no, it's a great thing.
okay, what about this show? And you're like,
But that's
no.
the first time. That's the first time I trusted my gut and I was like, yeah, I just don't feel right about this.
And it was good.
I looked at it. And I'm like, yeah, this is not. I mean, this is going to be one of those. Not yet, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if it had come out in this time period we're in now, would have been perfect. It just wasn't cut right for that specific time period. And that's how it works in the entertainment field, folks. And those of you watching towards the end of the show here, entertainment's great and everything. We have a good time. I'm not saying that I don't enjoy doing some things, but you have to know, you know, Kenny Rogers' song, The Gambler.
You gotta know when to
you got to know when to fold and walk away. I mean, because
right.
if you don't, if you're super hungry all the time, you reach out, man, sometimes it's not right. It's not the right thing. And
well, that's the thing that people, I think they forget. I think people just assume that everybody wants to be on TV. And I've turned down jobs and turned down scripted programs and unscripted programs just because you don't sell yourself out just to be on TV. You know what I mean? It has to be
worth your time.
Worth your time. But some of it, I just mean, don't just do it just to be on TV. Like,
right. In other words, like this, like, I love this project. Okay. Yeah. I have to do some sacrifices that I have to give in life now to do that. Like not seeing your family as much for, 6 months or whatever. Right. But it has to be worth it. And I'm not just talking monetarily worth it. Of course, if you're going to take me away from what I'm doing, you better pay me to do it. I'm not saying that because my time is valuable. However, what I mean by my time, it's not just monetarily valuable. It's valuable for everything in between. And I think that when you decide, excuse me, you have to look at something and go, am I willing to sacrifice this for this?
Yes.
And if it doesn't weigh out that much, like if it's not that type of thing, best
spam bot.
Oh, thank you, spam bot. If I, if I weigh it out and it just doesn't work for me, you know what I mean? I just think that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You have to do what's best for you.
Right. I think you just have to make sure that,
And I have a lot of friends in the industry that went into the unscripted paranormal reality, and we've talked about it. And they're like, I kind of regret doing the show I did because it didn't benefit me positively professionally, and
but you have to love it.
I should have listened to my gut.
If I made little money at a show I really love to do, I'm doing it.
Oh, 100%.
Because I get to do what I want to do. But
that's why I liked Lost Monster Files, because loving cryptozoology and getting to be in the archive of Ivan Sanderson's work and getting to see his, my God, and going after some of these cryptids that I have wanted to actually go and investigate. I'm being paid to do it. I don't care if it's a little pay. And I knew that my kids would be proud of me because it's also my passion and they know that this about me. Like, and it was worth it. It was worth it. Whatever the risk was, it was worth it. But I'm very picky about the shows, even in the paranormal, that I've been asked to be on. I've turned down a lot. You can't just do it just to do it. And it's not worth it to me. I don't want to be famous over losing everything that I care about more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, and my professional integrity too. Like, I have to be so cautious.
A lot of really great people out there in the industry of TV, movies, or even music, which is my favorite thing. I think that is, they knew when, you listen to a lot of them and you pay attention to their biographies or what they're talking about. You really they kind of give you the things you should really look for, and if there's some very successful people. I mean, the one of the owners of Kiss, and Gene Simmons, a lot of people hate him for things. There's things that he said, I'm like, come on, man, that was pretty shit. But but I can't agree with everything. But he's a great businessman. Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, and Brittany, you've worked with the Osbournes, you know how they are. So I'm just saying that. Ozzy, I'm just looking at him the way he is in his current situation. I love Ozzy. I've loved Ozzy since I was a kid. Ozzy Osbourne was always awesome, even when the world was after him, or your parents wouldn't let you listen to him, or he's this or he's that or whatever. Ozzy's amazing. He's one of the coolest
Yeah.
fucking dudes out there, man. And watching him fade away like that too bothers me, man, because that's if you look around now at some of the idiots that are out there in entertainment, rather it's in whatever,
Make it
especially
even in
music,
music.
it's just these
Ooh.
half-ass, nobody, untalented dipshits that you don't even know what they're talking about. They just talk about drugs and booty banging. They got it made, and then they'll just sell. Real
Yep.
artistry and real music is completely faded away, and it's only the realest music's always been around from like the 1960s through maybe up into the mid 90s, and then it
Yeah.
just turned into absolute
It was
nothing
gone. Yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
growing. You have Elvis was revolutionizing, you have the Beatles and all, it just kept going and going. And now we don't have anything anymore. We have electronic
Mm-mm.
created sounds, and we put whatever fucking dummy in front of it that little girls will get excited over, or little boys will want to act like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there are some good ones out there, folks. I do like Falling in Reverse. You may or may not like him. I don't care. Love that guy. I think he does a great job. It can take years to build up a reputation, but sex is ruined if you choose the wrong project, TV show. Well, then I
Yep.
tried as well. Yep, exactly. Because you have to do it. And
Hmm.
but back to what I was saying before I cut off, man, there's this that kind of stuff sad. And watching icons pass away, losing people like Elvis Presley, Prince.
Yeah.
I was watching some old videos the other day of Elton John. Great, man. He's just talented. You know what I mean? And these guys
I know.
started. Elton John wasn't the coolest thing to look at, Brittany.
No,
It
but
wasn't. He wasn't put up
but
there
it
because he
was,
was a sex icon. He looked like a fucking garden gnome. He
but
did. He was a
and
little
he was,
short, fat garden gnome, but he did amazing music.
oh, amazing. And he had like signature styles that made him so
Yeah,
iconic.
he
Like
he he
he knew
emulated
what he was
Liberace.
doing.
He emulated Liberace.
He did,
Period.
but he
Period.
owns it. He
Liberace
loves
was
it.
that dude right there. Would dress. You want to talk about big glasses and fancy
Yeah.
shit? Liberace. So
Sparkly,
that
the
was his
big
idol,
spark-
obviously. But seriously, seriously. And so those icons and stuff
Yeah.
like that, like Elvis, just happened to be good looking and talented. But that's not
Yeah.
always the case.
Yeah. No.
The
But
singers
talent
for Milli
shows in
Vanilli were
different
not good
forms.
looking people. They had to put
No.
those guys, Rob and Fab, up front. But look what that did. It blew up in their face. It was quick
Yeah.
money scheme. The guy couldn't find himself. He finally committed suicide. One of
Which
them.
is sad. Yep.
And even though they wanted to do their thing and they really didn't have that bad of voices, they probably would have been okay. Rob and Fab, they had decent voices. So
Yeah. Yeah.
somebody was like, "Oh, it's not good enough. You have a big producer, not good enough," and they ruin it. Nowadays, there's nothing. So watching these artists fade away,
It's hard.
and
It's
the media
really,
used
it's
to
hard.
smear the artists that were putting it out in your face, like, look at what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah.
If you go back to any of Metallica's music, and even if you go to Injustice for All and you read some of the lyrics, the Hammer of Justice and all. If you read some of those lyrics,
Yeah.
that's going on today. And they got banned for that. And when they couldn't get
Yeah.
them in some places, then they would get the religious movements after them. And then all religious movements would be attacking them. And then you'd have like media like, "Oh, that's not fit for kids. We're not going to carry your shit." And
Yeah.
it was so controlled. So
Yeah.
these were the fighters of the icons of that. Like, we're not taking your shit. We're doing
Of
what
that
we want.
era.
Ozzy did whatever he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. And it was
Period.
also an era where people used music as a healing tool through times that our
Sure.
history was going through.
I'll tell you
That
this, for those of you that know,
from the late 50s to the mid 80s, so much historically was taking place that I think we all as a nation relied on music to help us through it.
listen, I'll leave everybody with this because we're going. Just listen to what I'm saying.
David Bowie.
He was cool too. There's
Makes me
he was
sad.
famous because of his little wiener he flopped around in the movie The Labyrinth, and his little
Listen,
silver
it's my
pants.
favorite movie, and I'm a
I know
David
why,
Bowie
because his big
fan.
wiener. Listen,
No.
so Ozzy
No.
Osbourne, as he got older, he understands and he sings. He generationally sang from.
Yeah.
And when I mean generations, his generations, has he kept moving through different generations of his life, every decade. So
Yeah.
there's a
God,
song
that's
y'all
true.
can look up. It's called "Lay Your World on Me." "Lay Your World on Me" by Ozzy Osbourne. Look up that song and you begin to understand his character. Talks about his life in there. And I think that that's really critical. And so Ozzy was like, "I want to go out and say goodbye to my people. They have kept me who I am. They're who I am." And I love that. And so I want to say
Yeah.
that because I just know that he's having a hard time. We all know his famous songs, but "Lay Your World on Me" is a good song, folks. Look that up and listen to Ozzy, listen to what he says in it. He's really talking there, and you really understand, where he's getting at. I think that's a really cool thing to leave it with. Thanks for everybody coming out to the Motley Croc Show and talking about the Mothman junkery or whatever we called it, and our rants and raves. It's always a pleasure hanging out with everybody. Once again, this is just where we meet up and have a good time. We're glad you're here. I like to see you guys. It's a lot of fun. I think if it gets too big, it might not be as fun, but we'll see. We'll see. We got some other things in the work that may really be good, so we're gonna just keep it up. So we appreciate you, Brittany. Thanks for helping
Mhm.
as usual,
Of course.
and
Coming
everybody.
on.
We will see you next week. And until then, be safe and thanks for coming. Good night.